Good morning. This is PJ. It is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. We have our 3 daily lectionary readings. Once again, Psalm 141 is our psalm reading. Our Old Testament reading moves in the book of Ezekiel up a little few chapters there. So we're in Ezekiel 39:21 through chapter 40, verse 4. And then our New Testament reading is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23. And we sneak into chapter 11, ending at verse 1. Today we are going to be reading it in the Message. This way you get a little bit different flavor for the psalm reading, with the psalm reading being the same Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Here we go. Psalm 141. God, come close, come quickly. Open your ears, it's my voice you are hearing. Treat my prayer as sweet incense rising. My raised hands are my evening prayers. Post a guard at my mouth, God. Set a watch at the door of my lips. Don't let me so much as dream of evil or thoughtlessly fall into bad company. And these people who only do wrong, don't let them lure me in with sweet talk. May the just one set me straight. May the kind one correct me. Don't let sin anoint my head. I'm praying hard against their evil ways. Oh, let their leaders be pushed off a high rock cliff. Make them face the music. Let a rock pulverize by a maul. Let their bones be scattered at the gates of hell. But God, dear Lord, I only have eyes for you. Since I've run for dear life to you, take good care of me. Protect me from their evil scheming, from all of their demonic subterfuge. Let the wicked fall flat on their face, while I walk off without a scratch. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39. We start in verse 21 and we go through chapter 40, verse 4. I'll put my glory on display among the nations, and they'll all see the judgment I execute. See me at work, handing out judgment. From the day on, Israel will realize that I am their God, and the nations will get the message that it was because of their sin that Israel went into exile. They were disloyal to me, and I turned away from them. I turned them over to their enemies, and they were all killed. I treated them as their polluted and sin-sated lives deserve. I turned away from them, refused to look at them. But now I will return Jacob back from exile. I'll be compassionate with all the people of Israel, and I'll be zealous for my holy name. Eventually, the memory will fade, the memory of their shame over their betrayals of me when they lived securely in their own land, safe and unafraid. Once I brought them back from their foreign parts, gathered them in from my enemy territories. I'll use them to demonstrate my holiness with all of the nations watching. Then they'll realize for sure that I am their God. For even though I sent them off into exile, I will gather them back into their own land, leaving not one soul behind. After I poured my spirit on Israel, filled them with my life, I'll no longer turn away. I'll look them full in the face. Decree of God the Master. In the 25th year of our exile, at the beginning of the year of the 10th of the month, it was the 14th year after the city fell, God touched me and brought me here. He brought me in divine vision to the land of Israel and set me down on a high mountain. To the south there were buildings that looked like a city. He took me there, and I met a man, deeply tanned, like bronze. He stood at the entrance, holding a linen cord and a measuring stick. The man said to me, Son of man, look and listen carefully. pay close attention to everything I'm going to show you. That's why you've been brought here. And then tell Israel everything that you see. Our New Testament reading comes from the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 23, chapter 11, verse 2. Look at it one way. You could say anything goes because of God's immense generosity and grace. We don't have to dissect and scrutinize every action to see if it will pass muster. But the point is not just to get by. We want to live well. But our foremost efforts should be to help others live well. With that as a base to work from, common sense can take you the rest of the way. Eat anything sold at the butcher shop, for instance. You don't have to run an idolatry test on every item. The earth, after all, is God's and everything in it. That everything certainly includes the leg of a lamb in the butcher's shop. If a non-believer invites you to dinner and you feel like going, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Eat everything placed before you. It would be both bad manners and bad spiritually to cross-examine your host on the ethical purity of each course as it is served. On the other hand, if he goes out of his way to tell you that this or that was sacrificed to a god or goddess so-and-so, you should pass. Even though you may be indifferent as to where it came from, he isn't. And you don't want to send mixed messages to him about who you are worshiping. But, except for those in special cases, I'm not going to walk around on eggshells, worrying about what small-minded people might say. I'm going to stride free and easy, knowing what our large-minded master has already said. If I eat what is served to me, grateful to God for what is on the table, how can I worry about what someone will say? I thank God for it, and He blessed it. So eat your meals heartily, not worrying about what others say about you. You're eating to God's glory, after all, not to please them. As a matter of fact, do everything that way, heartily and freely to God's glory. At the same time, don't be callous in your exercise of freedom, thoughtlessly stepping on the toes of those who aren't as free as you. I try my best to be considerate of everyone's feelings in all these matters. I hope you will be too. It pleases me that you continue to remember and honor me by keeping the traditions of the faith I taught you. All actual stems from Christ. And here ends our readings for the day.